Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watch You Want, and thanks for logging on. Today, we're looking at the Breitling Avenger Seawolf Chronograph, Blacksteel Code Orange Limited Edition. You can see this 1 of 1,000 limited edition on our website, watchyouwant.com. Purchase it if you like, and if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Watch You Want Inc. Now, you can see on my wrist 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference. The size, the proportions, the stance of this watch are very contemporary. This is a value proposition alternative to oversized sports watches from Rolex. I'm calling out the Deep Sea, Audemars Piguet, I'm calling out the Royal Oak Offshore 44, and both Hublot's King Power and Big Bang models. Because 54 millimeters from extremity of lug to extremity of lug, the watch has impressive stance and span, and you can see 18 millimeters thick with a robust and burly technical assembly style. The watch definitely stands apart from the wrist, physically and figuratively. Now, the look of the watch, black PVD, is distinctly different from most of Breitling's catalog. The high gloss, high polish look that dominates Breitling watches, for want of a better word, bling, is nowhere to be seen here, replaced by a stealth fighter inspired matte black. Since this is a diving watch, let's say it's submarine inspired. But the bottom line is the effect is the same. It is stark, it's impressive, it has impressive presence, physically and aesthetically. However, from an ergonomic standpoint, the watch works well. You can actually see how the nice and closely coupled, sharply downturned lugs project minimally from the flanks of the case. You can see it's only a few millimeters of span beyond the edge of the case, and the lug actually dives down and around the curvature of a smaller wrist. What I like about that is that it allows me to wear this watch securely. Now, whether you want to wear a truly oversized watch is going to be a matter of personal preference, but the bottom line is it will fit securely and comfortably. And a big part of that ergonomic equation is Breitling's phenomenal Diving Pro 2 strap. It's burly, I mean very thick, designed for long wearing life, but because it doesn't have conforming end pieces, it's very flexible, and if you want, it can bend down around the curve of a tighter wrist with very little difficulty. Moreover, the clasp that accompanies this watch is a superb piece. A large single-fold deployant, what it features is the security of twin trigger release. So this is not one that's going to pop open. It's not friction fit, it's not even a clamshell. You have to depress both triggers and it opens smoothly. Beautifully machined, beautifully finished. It also packs a Rolex glide lock-like tool-free micro adjust. In increments of a few millimeters at a time, this push-button slider allows you to resize the watch for periods of vigorous activity, inactivity, hot or cold weather, or if you can guess the wrist size of a friend or family member to whom you may be giving the watch as a gift, you can do all of your fine-tuning using the slider rather than having to have the strap recut or a jeweler intervene. The watch itself is remarkably technical in composition, both in the construction of its case, its bezel, and its bezel chimney, and the dial itself, which features multiple planes and white and orange highlights that vividly portray the time as well as chronograph time. Easy to read, highly legible in low light or no light, it upholds the standards of Breitling professional style watches, but I do want to focus a bit on the bezel because it is so distinctive of Breitling. You can see, rather than simply being snapped on, it features Breitling's signature screw-fix design. It takes a long time to disassemble these for service and cleaning, but the flip side of that is because it's more expensive to manufacture and more difficult to assemble, it's also more difficult to snap off by accident. So whereas other dive watches from competing brands often find themselves shorn of bezel when violent impacts occur, the Breitling screwed-on system ensures that that will never happen to the Seawolf. Moreover, it features the rider tabs that are something of a modern Breitling classic. They make the bezel, unidirectional diving in this case, so much easier to operate. You can do it easily when your hands are wet, gloved, or sweaty. And of course, because luxury is often about having more than you need, there's a helium escape valve on the side of this 1,000-meter water-resistant watch. Now, on the crown side, you can see the unique style with the inset Breitling B logo and what's known as a quadrille style cut to the chronograph pushers themselves, and it's fitting that they be decorated in a somewhat Baroque fashion because they're quite special. This is Breitling's caliber 73 super quartz movement with Breitling's signature and trademarked magnetic pushers. There's no physical link between the pushers themselves and the movement, so there's no through fitting that can leak if the pushers are activated while wet or submerged. This is the only chronograph in the world that can be used safely. It has to be part of the Breitling magnetic pusher family, the only watches that can be used safely as chronographs while submerged. Now, you can have other chronographs running while submerged, but if you want to stop, if you want to start, and if you want to reset a chronograph watch underwater or while wet, this is the only game in town. It features a 2 to 3 year power reserve and numerous refinements that really set it apart from the pack. Being super quartz, it has exceptional accuracy. We're talking well within the range of approximately 24 seconds per year, so far and above even COSC chronometer standards for quartz watches. And this is, by the way, a COSC chronometer, very rare in the realm of quartz timepieces. The watch also features a unique travel time hour hand, such that when you pull the crown, you can adjust the hour hand independently when jumping time zones, and it will drive the date both forward and backwards. Moreover, when you pull the crown out to its extremity, you can hack the movement and set the watch precisely to a reference clock or dive timer. Finally, the watch features a limited edition of 1,000 pieces. I mentioned it earlier, but I want to call it out to end just because these PVD black Breitlings with beautiful orange, yellow, and red highlights are some of the most charming and visually distinctive watch the company has made in recent years. They don't look like other Breitlings. Really, they don't look like anything else. They have an identity unto themselves. They're fun-loving watches, and in the case of this Avenger Seawolf Chronograph Blacksteel Code Orange, they're quite charming watches with great personality and immense charisma. You can see this charming and charismatic Breitling Avenger Seawolf Chronograph Blacksteel Code Orange limited edition of 1000 on our website watchyouwant.com.